I'm Mary Ellen Saganovich, and this is Miracles with Mary Ellen. I hope you had a wonderful first week of 2021. I know I did, with so many tremendous opportunities opening up for me this year. I'm so blessed and so humbled by all of the gracious comments that you guys post on my Truth of the Day and my Miracles with Mary Ellen segment. So I hope you had a wonderful first year, and I hope 2021 blesses you in so many marvelous ways. Thank you. Know that I appreciate you, and I'm here for you. Today on Miracles with Mary Ellen, I have the topic of wisdom. You know, most people think wisdom and knowledge are the same. And actually, they are two sides of the same coin. You know, and knowledge is simply knowing facts, whereas wisdom comes from experience. A wise person utilizes their experiences combined with knowledge and applies them when making a sound judgment or choices. You know, wisdom actually cannot be taught, as wisdom is more than simply knowing certain facts or processing information in a logical way. Knowledge becomes wisdom when you acquire the ability to assimilate and apply knowledge to make right decisions. As the saying goes, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. The best blessing having wisdom carries with it in your life is that you know what you're not going to say or do. And yeah, I said not going to say or do. Haven't we all had those moments in our lives where we open our mouth and we say something and then we go, why did I say that? Oh my gosh, why didn't I just keep my mouth quiet? Well, the wise person would have kept their mouth shut. You know, wisdom's greatest quality, however, is it gives you clarity about life in general. It instills in you that knowingness I talk about, that an understanding of how life works on so many levels. Wisdom shows you ways that can work for your life. Wisdom is an overview of life. It looks at the world, it looks at your life from a higher consciousness up here, instead of just in your perspective of your circle of your world right in here. A perspective that will allow you to deal with the present and work to shape your future for more and more success. At the same time, you learn to be at peace with your now moments, and you let go of your past mistakes or errors in judgment. You know, wise people are humble, and they recognize the limitations of their knowledge. They accept that they will never know everything, and by accepting this limitation, they are better prepared to acknowledge failings and learn from them, and then go forward in a more successful way. Wise people also know when they are doing something that makes sense, and they also know when it's not good enough. This self-knowledge pushes them to correct an error before it's even an error. They know they're not doing right, so they correct it and then go forward from that, finishing the project at hand. Wisdom is a miracle characteristic that you can work to attain at any time in your life. Now, it requires 6 attributes from any person. Of course, first you have to gather knowledge. You have to have experience, insight, reflection, understanding, and the foresight not to make the same error again. This is why wisdom is usually attributed to older individuals. They have gone through many experiences, have learned from them, and now can pass on their insights to other people. Now, I think all people after a certain age should be respected for living the life that they have. However, just because somebody is an older individual does not make them wise. Unfortunately, many people go through lives without learning what they should learn from their experiences. So they go through life making the same errors over and over and over again. You should still respect what these people have to say to you. You know, there are many examples of wisdom in the Bible, and the one that has always stuck with me is from 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 16 through 28. And it's the story of the judgment of Solomon. I know you've all heard it. There are two women, both claiming to be the mother of an infant child. Solomon revealed their true feelings and relationship to the child by suggesting the baby be cut in two, each woman receiving a half. With this strategy, he was able to discern that the woman who approved of this method was not the true mother, whereas the true mother pleaded with Solomon to please put the sword away and give the infant to her rival. The Bible also speaks of another story of Solomon, whereas God asks Solomon, I will give you anything you want. I will give you riches and women and house, whatever you want. And Solomon thinks for a moment. He goes, well, God, all I need is wisdom. See, wisdom is more important than success and riches, as wisdom enables you to live life well. Having wisdom lets you in on the secrets of life. A mindset of wisdom combines your knowledge and experience with an open mind. This gives you a more practical view of how life really works. As you gain wisdom, you not only think for yourself, you view each moment from a higher objective place. You elevate your consciousness. Again, when you have wisdom, you can look at everything from a higher consciousness point of view. You're looking down and you're seeing everything instead of just looking at it from your own certain worldview. You know, becoming wise is a very personal quest. And it is only through your experience of learning how to cope with major tragedies and dilemmas within your life journey that you discover your own wisdom well. Now, I'm going to tell you a spiritual story of a very wise man. Now, I've heard this story many different ways. The form I'm going to tell you right now, I read it in Eckhart Tolle, one of his books. There was a wise man, and he wins a very expensive car in a lottery. His family and friends all come running to him and go, isn't it great? They said, you are so lucky. Oh my gosh. Well, the man smiled at him and he just said, maybe. You know, he was driving the fancy car for a few weeks, and then a drunken driver crashed through a red light, crashing into his car, sending him to the hospital with all kinds of multiple injuries. His family and friends come to see him. It was in the hospital, and they said again, gee, that was really unfortunate. And again, the man just smiled and said, maybe. While he was still in the hospital, there was a tremendous landslide, and his entire house, all his property, all his animals fell into the sea. Once again, his family and neighbors come running to him and go, God, you were so fortunate that you were still in the hospital. And again, this man just smiled and said, maybe. You see, the point of this story is that a wise person does not judge, as they know all things happen for good. A wise person does not label something as good or bad. And after all, you never know what will happen next. Maybe you do, and maybe you don't. Here is your self-talk for miracles with wisdom. And I'm going to start calling these affirmations. So here is your affirmation for wisdom. I seek wisdom in my life. I am aware of improving my knowledge, experience, insights, reflection, understanding, and foresight. I choose to have wisdom. Once again, your affirmation for wisdom is, I seek wisdom in my life. I am aware of improving my knowledge, experience, insights, reflections, understanding, and foresight. I choose to have wisdom. Thank you for joining me on Miracles of Mary Ellen. If you've learned something from this, and I hope you have, please share it with your friends and family so they can learn from it also. Join me next week on Miracles of Mary Ellen, when I will be speaking about the miracle of effort and how big a miracle is the amount of effort you put into something. How can that be a miracle in your life? Please go through my website at askmaryellen.com to connect with me. My YouTube channel is Ask Mary Ellen, so if you subscribe to that, I appreciate it. And pick up either one of my two books, either Truth, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing, or Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. both available through my website at askmaryellen.com, and they're also on Amazon. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week. And look for my live presentations throughout the week when I will just pop up and surprise you. Bye-bye.